My roommate was watching me sleep. I never thought I would be afraid of the place I called home. When I moved to Portland, Oregon, I was 24, fresh out of college and desperate to start over. Rent prices were brutal, so I found a Craigslist listing for a shared apartment near downtown. The ad was simple: quiet roommate wanted, clean, no parties, respect privacy. The roommate's name was Evan. He seemed normal at first, too normal actually. He spoke softly, smiled politely, and avoided eye contact just a little too much, but I brushed that off as shyness. We both worked different schedules, me during the day at a graphic design firm, him at night, supposedly doing IT support for a hospital. The first week was uneventful, almost silent. Then the noises started. At first, it was small things, the sound of my bedroom door creaking at night. I told myself it was the old building settling. Then I noticed my door would be slightly more open in the mornings than how I left it, just an inch, then two. One morning, I found muddy footprints in the hallway. They were barefoot. I asked Evan about it casually. He froze for a moment, then laughed awkwardly and said he sometimes sleepwalked. That explanation made my stomach tighten, but I let it go. I shouldn't have. The next incident changed everything. I woke up at 3:12 a.m. with that strange feeling, like someone was standing close to you, breathing near you. I didn't open my eyes immediately. I was afraid of what I might see. Then I heard it, breathing, not mine, slow, controlled, right beside my bed. When I finally opened my eyes, the room was dark, but I could see a shape near the foot of my bed, a human shape, completely still. I screamed. The light snapped on. No one was there. The door was open. The next day, I installed a small hidden camera in my room. I didn't tell Evan. That night, I pretended to sleep. At 2:47 a.m., my bedroom door opened slowly. Evan stepped inside. He stood there for nearly 20 minutes, just staring at me. Then he did something that still makes me sick to my stomach. He smiled. The next morning, I watched the footage in disbelief, but the worst part wasn't the video. It was discovering a hidden folder on Evan's old laptop, which he left open accidentally, filled with photos of me sleeping, taken over weeks, different angles, different nights. And beneath the photos, a text file titled "Practice." Police arrested Evan 2 days later. During questioning, he admitted he had been preparing himself for something he never fully explained. I moved out immediately. But sometimes I still wake up at night feeling watched. Story 2: The roommate who wasn't supposed to exist. In 2016, I moved into a 3-bedroom apartment in Chicago with 2 roommates I met through a university housing board, Melissa and Ryan. At least, that's what I thought. Melissa was outgoing and friendly. Ryan, on the other hand, was distant, quiet. He never joined us for meals, rarely spoke. He worked from home, or so Melissa said. The strange thing was, I never actually met him. I heard him, though. Footsteps at night, the shower running when no one else was home, the sound of someone pacing behind the wall that separated my room from his. I asked Melissa when I could officially meet Ryan. She looked confused. "There's no Ryan," she said. I laughed, thinking she was joking. She wasn't. According to the lease, only Melissa and I lived there, but I had proof. I showed her the dirty dishes left overnight, the bathroom mirror wiped clean, the door that locked itself from the inside. She went pale. That night, we called the landlord. He told us something horrifying. The apartment used to have a third tenant, a man who was never removed from the lease system despite dying in his room 5 years earlier. He was found dead in his room after weeks, no family, no visitors. The room he died in, the room next to mine. We decided to stay the night together in Melissa's room. At 1:30 a.m., we heard the doorknob turning, then knocking. A voice whispered from the hallway, "Why did you tell them?" The police found no one, but the next morning, carved into the inside of my bedroom door were the words, "I was still living here." Story 3. My roommate was using me as an alibi. When I moved to Phoenix, Arizona, I needed a cheap place fast. I answered an ad posted by a guy named Marcus, a law student with a clean record and perfect references. Marcus was charming, friendly, helpful. Too helpful. He always wanted to know where I was going, what time I'd be back, who I was meeting. I assumed he was just socially awkward. Then the police knocked on our door. They were investigating a string of violent assaults in our area. The attacker was active late at night, exactly when Marcus claimed he was home studying. That's when I realized something horrifying. Marcus always made sure I saw him at night. He would come into my room, ask random questions, make coffee, anything to be seen. Later, I found hidden notes in his room, detailed schedules, victim descriptions, and next to them, my name, underlined, with the words, "Perfect Witness." Marcus was using me as a living alibi. He was arrested after I turned over the evidence, but the last thing he said to me before the police took him away still haunts me. "You were never supposed to notice."